overcoming fatal fears with a deeper understanding. Over the past few decades, psychologists have made tremendous strides in understanding the complexities of the human mind, particularly when it comes to fear. We've learned that our brains are wired to respond to perceived threats or dangers, often in ways that are beyond our conscious control. One of the most well-documented types of fear is the phobia, an excessive or irrational fear of a specific object, situation, or activity. Phobias can be debilitating, causing individuals to avoid certain situations or places in order to avoid triggering their phobic response. But here's the thing: most fears, including phobias, are not inherently fixed or unchangeable. Through a combination of self-reflection, mindfulness, and sometimes even exposure therapy, people can learn to overcome their fears and live lives that are not dominated by anxiety and avoidance. Imagine being able to confidently drive over bridges or speak in public without feeling like your heart is racing or your palms are sweating. This is what's possible when we confront our fears head on and come to a deeper understanding of what's really driving them. The thing is, often our fears are rooted in deeper, unexamined fears or anxieties that lie beneath the surface. Perhaps we are afraid of failure, or rejection, or even loss. Maybe we are afraid of being imperfect or flawed in some way. When we peel back the layers of our fears, we often discover that the thing we are most afraid of is rarely the thing that's causing us distress. For instance, someone who's afraid of spiders might be afraid of being bitten, which might be a metaphor for their deeper fear of being hurt or rejected. This is where the concept of identification comes in. Identification refers to the process by which our unconscious mind creates a kind of mental map of the world, assigning significance and meaning to certain objects, situations, or experiences. When we identify with something, it means that we are experiencing a sense of fusion or merger with that thing to such an extent that it feels like our very selves are tied up with it. When we're able to recognize and challenge our limiting identifications, we can begin to break free from the grip of our fears. This isn't always easy. Of course, it requires a kind of courage and self-reflection that can be uncomfortable and even scary. But the payoffs are well worth it. We begin to see the world in a new light, as a place of possibility and promise rather than danger and threat. One of the most valuable insights that can come from exploring our fears is that we are not our fears. We are not even our emotions or thoughts. They're just fleeting mental and physical phenomena that will come and go with time. We are something much deeper and more resilient than that. We're the space in which our thoughts and feelings arise, and we have the power to observe and choose how we respond to them. Ultimately, the goal of overcoming fatal fears isn't to eliminate the fear itself, but to transcend it. When we can approach our fears with a sense of compassion and understanding, we'll begin to release the hold they have on us. And that's when we can start to live the life we truly want, a life free from the grip of fear and full of possibility and promise.